Hi everyone, it's Ari with Bedazzled Face Painting Glitter Tattoos. I'm here to show you the rainbow swoosh with the double dip petal flowers. So let's get started. First, I'm using my flat brush, already preloaded with my Tag Unicorn Magenta Cake. And then I'll be using two double dip brushes, flower brushes, double dipped. One is a Craze FX brush and the other one is a mini flower brush. I'm not sure where I got this one. So we're gonna start by mixing up this cake with my flat brush, which is already done. So we'll run it over one more time. The paint is nice and creamy. I gotta add a little water to this one. So here we go. Let's get started. Remember, dark colors away from the eye. So we got our rainbow swoosh on. Now we're gonna add the double dip flowers. Trick to the double dip flowers is mixing them correctly. You wanna mix your white paint in first, and then you're gonna get the very tip with another color. This time I use pink for the center of the flower. So I'm gonna take my petal brush and add on my flower by simply pressing it onto the face. These flowers I usually use 5 petals for. So do this motion 5 times. And then we're gonna put some petals coming down the rainbow, but first you're gonna wanna put on your bottom flower with a smaller petal brush. And we wanna use a smaller brush because it's gonna look funky with a big flower there. So I have it preloaded here, pink at the tip, white on the bottom. I'm gonna put it right in here somewhere. There we have it, our flower. And now for petals coming down the side, I'll show you how I load my brush. I'm going to take my white, get it nice creamy consistency here, get all the excess paint off, and then we're going to, with the very tip of the paint, add the white, which you can see a little whites mixed in there. It's not usually there, for right now it's okay. So mixing white on the very tip, and then we'll do the petals coming down the side. So you want a petal coming out here, and we'll just lay petals down on the whole rainbow. When you get to this part, you can switch to the smaller brush if you want. So this smaller brush is preloaded, but it does need a little more pink. So take our pink, slightly dip it in the water, add your pink to the very tip of the brush, and get going with the rest of the petals. We'll put it all the way down to there. You can add leaves to the side of the flower if you want to. I'm not gonna this time. All I'm gonna do is spray my barrier spray, and I'm gonna add the fairy dust. And the reason I spray the fairy dust after the spray is so that it sticks. The fairy dust has something to stick to. This time I'm going to use gold because I have it handy here. So I've got plenty of fairy dust on here. You can see it. It's a nice fine glitter. If you see any spots you want a little less, you can play around with it. And the last step that I'm going to do today to the center of the flower is I like to use my liquid bling. Give it a nice shake. Test it out on the back of your hand first. Coming out nice. We'll add this to the center of the flower here. And the center of the flower here. Alright guys, there you have a simple rainbow swoosh. Feel free to try this at home. And as always, reach out to me with any questions or comments. Thanks and have a nice day. Bye.